Hey everybody, so I filmed this after the video went up. I left mid-editing, Teacher Appreciation Day, just went to Seton. That was not what I expected, so I just wanted to add a little thing, thanking everybody. That was super cool to see all the faces, and so many people out cheering, and it was very loud. It was cool, very fun. So I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Very cool. Hope you enjoyed the video. See ya.
What is up, everybody? Mr. D here. Welcome back to another workout of the day. For today, I want to change things up a little bit. Now, we've been banging out some great workouts the last several weeks, but we have been neglecting something very important when it comes to fitness, and that's stretching. Stretching is extremely important. It helps keep our muscles flexible, strong, and healthy, and we need that flexibility to help maintain range of motion around our joints. So for today, I'm going to give you a full body stretching routine that you can do to help keep those muscles in great shape. So a couple things before we get started. When we talk about stretching, we're talking about lengthening the muscle. So that's going to be a very important thing to remember. When we talk about stretching, we're talking about lengthening the muscle. There's also several different techniques of stretching, but today we're going to focus on one called static stretching. Static stretching is when you hold a stretch and you do not move. When we stretch, we also want to take the muscles to the point of a non-painful pull, and we're going to hold it. Now, when we hold it, how long? That's debatable. Lots of research says this way, but we're going to say for today 10 to 30 seconds at minimum. So you want to hold that stretch at least 10 to 30 seconds. Can you do more? Sure, but we're going to do 10 to 30 seconds. Finally, in order to stretch, we have to know what our muscles actually do in order to stretch them. So for instance, we're going to take my biceps for an example. So most of us know my biceps, which are located up here, do elbow flexion. So again, to elbow flexion, we're shortening the angle, we're shortening the muscle. So again, we're bringing this up this way. So in order to stretch the muscle, if we remember from earlier what I said, you got to lengthen the muscle. So if I have shortened the muscle going this way, in order to lengthen it, I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to do elbow extension. So now I have lengthened the muscle, I would hold it, and that is how we stretch. So with all our muscles, in order to stretch them, we just have to do the opposite of what their main function is. So we got 16 muscle groups up here. We're going to stretch out. Let's get into it.
So we're going to start at the top, move our way down. First one we're doing is our neck. Obviously our neck moves our head side to side, forward, back, and around. So just to kind of work that neck around, you do a little side to side, up and down, slow roll it a little bit just to get it nice and warmed up. Next we're going to work our upper middle back. Now that portion really is going to work when you kind of pull your shoulder blades back and squeeze them. So again, to do the opposite, we have to open them up. So you're going to come across your body, really try to squeeze, get that mind-muscle connection, squeezing your shoulder blades across your body. Next, we're going to stretch out our lats, found in our back to the side. One of its function is shoulder extension. So again, when you bring your hands down to your hips. So again, we're going to do the opposite. What you're going to do is kind of put your hands out straight, really pull back, flexing your shoulders, squeezing that back nice and tight. Really try to get that mind-muscle connection, thinking about where your lats are. Time to work our shoulders. We're going to start with our posterior deltoid, which is found on the back. And as you can see, this does horizontal abduction. So we got to do the opposite. Bring your arm across. Grab your elbow, squeeze in. You should feel it in the back part of your shoulder. Again, you're trying to do 10 to 30 seconds. I'm a big advocate of doing 15 seconds, so I would do that on each arm. Again, so the arm comes across, grab the elbow, squeeze it in. You should feel it in the back part of your shoulder. Now we got to work the second part of our deltoid head. This is going to be our lateral deltoid. Remember, it brings our arm up, doing shoulder abduction, so we have to do the opposite. So take one arm, bring it across your body, kind of cup your elbow and kind of pull it towards you and in a little bit. So if you're doing it correct, you should feel that outside part of your shoulder
Again, it shouldn't be painful, but a little uncomfortable. That tells you that you're getting a good stretch in. And as always, try to do both sides. You never want to do just the one side when you're stretching your body out. And we're going to finish off our shoulders, working that front part of our deltoid. Remember, that is in charge of shoulder flexion. So remember, when you bring your hands up over your head, that's going to be that front part of your shoulder. So in order to stretch this, you can put your hand behind your back, kind of point your fingers up and pull it back. So again, you want to pull that shoulder down and back. You'll feel the front part of your shoulder getting a little tighter, getting that squeeze. So again, put it behind your back, put your chest out, pull it back, and you should feel the front part of your shoulder getting a workout. Now we're going to head down the arm a little bit. We're going to work our triceps. So remember, that is the back portion of our arm. It is in charge of elbow extension. So again, in order to work our tricep, we have to perform elbow flexion. So a good way to do this, put your arm behind your back, grab your elbow, kind of push your elbow down and pull your arm back. Your tricep also helps lifting your shoulder up, so you're going to get a good, nice stretch here. Remember, there's multiple parts of your triceps, so we're trying to stretch each one of those as best we can. Pulling back, you can see by my face, I'm getting a real good stretch in on these. And we're going to work the front part. So we talked about our biceps earlier. Same thing, biceps do elbow flexion, so we need to do extension to stretch them. So as you can see here, I kind of put my elbow into my hip a little bit, and I'm going to push my wrist down with my opposite hand, really trying to lengthen my bicep. Again, you want to try to push it hard. Don't push too hard. You don't want to hyperextend your elbow, but push it down. If you're doing it right, you'll feel a good little stretch on your bicep. And we're going to move to the front. We're going to stretch our chest now, also known as our pectorals. Remember, our pecs do horizontal adduction, so when you bring your arms across your body, so we have to do the opposite. You can see here, I'm standing between a couple pieces of wood. You could do this in a doorway if you want, but you're having your arms go back, really feeling that stretch on your chest. Yep, that looks good to me. Moving our way down the body, we're going to work on our core now, so we're going to work on our abdominals. Remember, they are in charge of spinal flexion, so when you bend your spine down towards your body, so we have to do the opposite. We need to do spinal extension. To do this, we're going to do a nice yoga pose called the cobra. So again, you're really pulling that lower back extending. You should feel in the front part where your abs are, extending your spine back. And we got to get the other part of our core. We're going to work on our obliques. Remember, our obliques are in charge of spinal rotation. So anytime you're twisting, that's going to work your obliques. So in order to work those, we got to work the opposite. So I'm going to put my left leg over my right arm's coming across. I'm really pushing now against my knee. So again, if I'm going to the left, I'm working the right side of my obliques, and I want to make sure I do both sides. Again, I'm big on 15 seconds, but you can do 10 to 30, somewhere in that range. Make sure you're getting both sides. So we've hit the front part of our core. Now let's hit the back part. We're going to get that lower back. In order to do this, all you got to do is lay on your back. Bring your knees to your chest. So you're really trying to squeeze your knees to your chest, concentrating on your lower back. Again, 10 to 30 seconds. Hold it the best you can. And now we're going to hit up that lower body. We're going to work on our groin, which is actually called our leg adductor muscles. Again, you're bringing your legs in. That's when it works. So again, we need to do the opposite. A lot of times you'll see us do the butterfly stretch, but we're going to do the froggy stretch. I like this one a lot better. So when you get on your knees, kind of pointing your toes out, you're going to sit back. Try to get your butt down and sit back. You're going to really feel this one in your groin. So again, if you're not feeling it, try to put your legs out a little further, sitting your butt back as far as you can. Next, we're going to work our quadriceps. So that is the front part of our leg. It is in charge of doing knee extension. So picture like you're kicking a ball. Knee extension is going to work that front part of your leg known as your quadriceps. So again, to do it, we're going to do the opposite. We need to do knee flexion. So all you need to do, use a wall if you want, grab the shoelaces of your shoe, pulling your foot back all the way to your butt. Again, notice how I'm keeping my back straight, my legs are straight. I'm going to do both sides. if you're doing this and you notice you're not really getting a good stretch, you can kind of pull your hips back. As you're going to see Mr. D do in a second, I'm going to pull my hips back and you're going to get a greater stretch because now you're pulling your muscle over to joints. Time for a little combo platter. We're going to work our hamstrings, which is the back part of our leg, and our glutes. So remember, hamstrings, we do knee flexion. So if you're bringing your heel to your butt, and our glutes are going to do hip extensions. So if you bend over and you're pulling back up, that's going to be your glutes and also your hamstrings too, because our hamstrings do multiple things. All you need to do is keep your knees tight, bend over as far as you can. Don't buckle your knees. If you buckle your knees, you're going to take the tension off your hamstring. Reach as far as you can, keeping those knees straight. And for our final one, we're going to work those calf muscles, which if you watched our video Friday, we went over our calves. They do plantar flexion. So we need to do the opposite, which is called dorsiflexion. So all you're going to do, put 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, leaning forward, keeping your heels on the ground. So as you can see, my back foot there has now leaned forward. I'm decreasing the angle between my toe and my shin. So that's what we want to do when we do dorsiflexion. You're decreasing the angle between your toe and your shin, really working that calf muscle. So that was our stretching routine. Remember, stretching is something that should be done on a regular basis. As you get older, you will begin to notice your flexibility and range of motion does start to decrease, so stretching regularly will help with that. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. As always, share your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you like to see, what you like, what you didn't like. I'll take either one. If you want, take an old workout of the day and perform this stretching routine right afterwards for a great full body pairing. Until next time, stay fit, stay strong, everybody.